I actually got news for you. The whole episode was about how your parents are going to tell you right now they're getting divorced.
Mark and Marcy come through the door right now.
Pants, this is your fault.
This is something I did.
This is the Bill Squire Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Bill Squire Show. I'm Bill Squire. We got Tommy LC.
Hello.
And I'm a cop, Mr. Pants.
Lieutenant Pants over here.
Well, I think we're all cop right now.
Coppiest cop.
Yeah. Are you copping?
Only because you guys are.
I mean,
Whoa.
I'll go afterwards.
It's okay. It's okay. We can cop. We got a cop week.
We can cop on the show, but do you want to go not be cops after this?
We got a cop. It's okay. We can cop.
Are we going to cop this week?
Yeah, we can cop. We can cop.
This reverse peer pressure is killing me right now.
I know. I really want to go get a drink now.
That's okay. We're copping.
Oh, no. Daddy got to take a couple weeks off of this.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, let's take a little bit.
Reset, guys.
Reset. And there's a big holiday weekend coming up, so I'll definitely not be copping all weekend.
Oh, yeah.
But I am.
It's Labor Day, huh?
Yeah.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No
Off
shit.
on
Yeah,
Monday.
dude.
Yep.
It's August is over. When this comes out, August is done.
So we're like
Insane.
in fall
Yeah.
next when this comes out.
Yeah.
Damn.
Tight. Okay.
Are you guys gonna come swim before we have to close the pool?
Yeah, I want to get one final
Yeah.
swim in for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Sunday or Monday.
Perfect.
Monday I'm doing the funny bus with a couple friends,
I saw that.
a couple lady
Splendid.
friends. See what happens. Yeah.
At once?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Kind
Are
of
they
their
friends?
idea. They kind of want to get to know each
Polybus?
other.
Talking about a polybus here?
They want to know each other.
No,
Do
we'll
we
see
know
what
these
happens.
ones?
Yeah, you've seen them. Yeah, you've seen them. How was was fucking Bruce Springsteen?
So much sex.
So much sex.
Yeah.
Got that Bon Jovi'd up.
You guys are so gross.
Got that.
Got
yes, yes.
Went to got porked at Satriali's. I couldn't think of any other.
Literally like a couple blocks away. Yeah.
I couldn't
Bada
tell you
bada boom.
the amount of time I devoted to coming up with New Jersey fuck puns this week, and but when I
I
said
told
get
them
your
every
Bon
single
Jovi,
one.
yeah,
was
I
great.
tapped out after that. So
That's great. I had a funny sex moment.
Funny sex
funny
moment.
sex,
Funny sex moment. Having some sex and getting ready to, be done with the sex.
Like come?
Yeah. Yes, like come, Tommy.
Or were you just having sex? You're like, that's enough.
Hey, my shift's over.
I needed to clarify.
Yeah. And so I was kind of like doing like a breathing thing, and like for whatever reason I had like pursed my lips, and so I was like this, and then you just hear.
You whistled during sex,
Yeah.
like it was that
Like
good?
that. It was like that. Just like
Wait, were you going in to like kiss her or
no. I was just
You're
like I was
Taking
on
a
my
breath.
back, and she was riding, and I just go.
You're like sweet mallet onion. That's some mighty good pussy right there.
Sitting
I
on
hope
the
you
doctor's
guys-
bed. We'll get to the whistle in a minute.
Oh my goodness. Did you guys laugh?
Yes, we laughed very
I
hard.
love laughing during sex.
I do too. I'm
That's
not
the best.
against
I
it.
want to whistle when next time I have sex.
Do it. Start
I like
holding
it.
trend whistling.
I got accused of we weren't having sex. We were about to go to bed, and so I was the big spoon. And then it's pitch black. And then my girlfriend goes, "Are you doing fucking breath work on me right now?" And where I was like, I didn't realize I was doing the 4, 5, 4 breath count thing, and she was like catching the.
Is that
rhythm.
what you do to like fall asleep, or is that just something?
Yeah,
you do in
yeah.
the
It wasn't
moment?
like it wasn't just like I was like trying to see how.
What is the 4-5-4 breath count, and how can we sell this to lonely dudes?
This is nothing that's going to enhance your virility. In
That's
any way.
not how
It's-
you sell it. You go.
No, it's
breathe. Air is where a lot of testosterone is lost. So what
Yeah.
you got to do is you got to breathe in the
So,
right.
yeah, we gotta
you
start selling fucking
You got to huff testosterone.
red
the
lights
way
and
to do
dick
it
pills.
Is 4-5-4.
No, it's actually, I think no, it's 4-4. I do 4-7-4. I think it's 4-5-4.
I do
breathe in
3-5-3
through your nose.
or 5-7-5.
So you go. And then since I have like a barrel of a fucking torso, when I expand it, she was getting pushed across the bed.
I do 5-7-5. It's a haiku breathing.
Yeah, do you breathe out in weird pattern like the words?
Yeah,
haiku breathing.
Haiku. No, when it comes to going to sleep, I like to cuddle for like 15 minutes and then get away from me.
Mm-hmm.
That's and some people like to not be gotten away from, and that can be a problem.
If I wake up,
they're like, "Why are you pushing me?"
Like my girlfriend's across the bed from me. I could tell I've been snoring. Like because I have a king size bed, but it literally feels like the size of a football field. Where like if I reach my arm out, I can't even touch her. And then like when I wake up and she's like her back's, I go, "Oh shit!" And it's like, and then I was like, "So."
That's why I always like when they have to go home.
Oh, your Uber is here.
No, it's usually like they got a dog or they just got to work in the morning or whatever it's usually them that like they're always welcome to stay.
Well, you're in a different spot than I am.
Yes,
where like I'm not. There's only one person coming through the door.
One of my ladies was like, "Hey, can we talk?" And I was like, "Okay." And because like when we're together, we drink and like there's a lot of like openness and like and like we should talk about this when we're sober. And so sober was us just being like, "Hey, we're not gonna date."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, she brought this up to you.
Well, like she wanted to talk about it, but she's like, "You go first." And I'm like, "Yeah, this is just a casual like friends with benefits kind of thing." And she's like, "Oh, good, that's what I want." And I was like, "Oh, good."
And that wasn't like a loaded like that was both parties.
She wasn't
were
just
like,
fishing.
Yeah.
No, I think it's very like we're on the
Mutual,
same page.
yeah,
Like and like the first time I feel like friends with benefits has actually just been like, yeah, this is just we like to hang out with each other, but we're not trying to like be each other's significant other. Like neither of us have any interest in that.
Yeah, there's just the mutual understanding of well, I'm happy for you for that then.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good place to be. It's good to be Bill Squire right now.
Yeah.
How was the
player?
Did you have a good time on the cruise? I don't know how much I talked to you.
Oh yeah, no, we talked a fair amount. We had a great time, and I got the right amount of.
That's how good a time I
had.
Yeah,
I was like, you don't.
Well, like
it's a blur though. It goes very fast.
Dude, we're in this. It was sunny as shit out.
Drinking and doing shots. It was not too bad.
No, there was a breeze out there.
Perfect. Nice. It was a perfect
weather
day.
For as shitty as the rest of the week was weather-wise last week, that was a perfect day. And it was like, I think they were selling like what $2 hard seltzers and $2 beers and shit. Damn. So I'd like probably had 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think I had 4 or 5 seltzers, and I did like 2 or 3 shots.
I think I had 1 shot because I told my I had stuff going on later that evening, and I did not want to be fucking like out for the count. Yeah. So like I had. Yeah, it was like everyone was in good spirits. Yeah. I kept mobile because I knew the second I sat down, then I was really going to start piling on the seltzers, and I didn't want to get that kind of just bad day drunk,
Yeah. Afterwards, we went back to my place with my buddy Josh, and then I'm going to leave the other 2 name out of it because I'm going to tell some stories about them.
Great.
And I know she listens to the podcast, and she'd probably be okay with it, but like
no discretion and whatnot,
being careful. And then my other friend that came back to my house, and she was gonna try and swim, but it was so goddamn windy that she's like, and she was pretty drunk, and she doesn't really drink. She's like, I gotta get out of here. I'm like, no problem.
Yeah, I think you wanted me to come over and swim, and if I go over there and swim, my day is definitely gonna be over after that.
Yeah. So we went swimming, and it was great because like. It's a heated pool, so as long as you were down in the water, it felt real good. So we're all just like crouched down, like sipping high noons at like water level.
Man, I hate the end of the summer,
my one friend is like a couple, and the girl just kept popping her tits out every once in a while. We're like, this is pretty rad. we like a tit popping out. And then we played when we were real drunk. We stayed out till like 8:00, 8:30.
No shit.
Yeah. And then we did
the sun's starting to go down earlier now. So
yeah, we were
sunset.
Yeah. And we did some he got on my shoulders and his wife got on my other buddy's shoulders. What do you call that? Chicken fights.
Mhm.
And went pretty well. Because then she just continued to show her boobs to try and win, and it worked. But what really got us was I got too far because somebody broke the rope.
Someone was too rough on the ropes.
Someone
wrenched on the ropes.
On the ropes, yeah.
Kind of asshole would just be there for that.
Someone was wrenching on the ropes, and they act like the ropes are his.
Don't invite that guy back.
And so I couldn't really figure out where I was, and then I like got to the slope and just was like, and yeah. So it got backed up into the slope and fell. But also, it was fun. It was just a.
And did you get into anything
in
that
pool.
evening, or were you like done?
After that, it was just like they left, and I was like, bye bye. Like I'm gonna go lay in my bed. I got Indian food for my cheat meal, and which is not even like a real cheat.
Where
meal.
was the Indian food from?
Indian Delight or something like that.
Yeah, because you can rig that to be healthy. Like that's not.
I mean, it was just like I ate a little bit of butter chicken with some naan, so not like the healthiest, but that's really the only food I ate all day. So I was like,
you're fine.
Fine, yeah. So, but I still want that Mr. Hero cheat meal.
Well,
one of these
there's always this Saturday.
Yeah,
that's the now that I have to mind my P's and Q's with eating again. That's the only thing that keeps my nose clean during the week is when I plan out the one shitball meal I'm gonna eat all week, and then you eat 2 bites and you're like, I feel awful. It's like, okay, this is eating like an adult, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I had to. My friends. I actually had a couple friends in town, and so I had to catch up with them on Saturday night. So I did. You know.
The DJ set was super fun too.
That went off without a hitch.
No, there was one hitch, and it was my friend's drunk friend.
Oh, moshing too hard.
Yeah, stomping. It wasn't even moshing. She was just stomping. Like she was begging. She was so drunk, and she's an idiot, and she makes me so annoyed. Because like I've hung out with this girl a few times, and her friend. Whenever I hang out with her and her friend, like her friend is that drunk girl that like it has to be about me, and it has to like. And she comes in, she's like, the bartender gave me a dirty look. I'm like, because he's probably deciding if he wanted to serve you or not.
Yeah,
like that was probably what he was trying to assess.
Did she show up drunk, or did she just?
Yeah, she had started drinking like
quick?
3.
Ugh.
Yeah, and so like, I had only been there for like 20 minutes when like I was like, okay, let's go dance then, and so we're dancing a little bit, and then she just like 2 minutes into dancing, she just like starts stomping her foot. I'm like, this is not a hoedown. This is sad.
She was like
music.
third wheeling it, right?
Well, yeah, kind of, because like. It was a friend who was out for her birthday, and then her 2 friends, and then I came to meet them out.
Okay,
so
she was fifth wheeling it.
Yeah.
No,
well, fourth wheeling it, but it was like, it was part of like a group, and if she wouldn't have been stomping, it would have been fine. But as soon as she started stomping, and then she's like trying to explain to Alan Klump that she's not stomping, and I'm like, no, just you are. Stop it. Don't just. And so she left like minutes after that.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty minor offense, all things told, because there's probably throughout the evening, probably 100 or so people showed up in and out the door. So
yeah,
for no,
it was a very minor
offense,
stomping
egregiously,
but still annoying for me.
It's not like she was grabbing records off the turntable and shit like that.
Yeah,
because she was just like from the moment I got there, like I'm trying to see the person that I'm there to see, and she's just like hijacking our conversation, making it all about her, and then like I hadn't even had a drink yet, so I'm just like telling her exactly how I feel in very plain terms about her. Like I'm not even like being a drunk mean person. I'm just like, you're very anxious, and that's why you are always needing to be the center of attention, because you think if you're quiet, then everyone's going to forget about you.
Were you?
And
like,
she's just like, what? And I was like, yeah.
Or were you also just doing the thing where you're like, you're not going to really remember any of these boundaries?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
so it's
but
like,
it's just,
here you go.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, but I just wasn't. After hanging out with her a few times, I just don't have patience for her.
Well, that's the great thing about being an adult, Bill, is when I encounter people like that aren't near and dear to me.
Yeah,
it's perfectly fine to.
Indeed.
Life's only so long, man. And then I also remember, because I encounter people like that every now and then. I'm sure I've been that person every now and then, but it's like, oh, this is why I started drinking in the first place. Because some people just, I cannot raw dog a conversation with people like that. Just can't.
How old were you do you remember the first time you got drunk?
Oh yeah. I was 21, and I had gone from literally like I had maybe a sip of beer before that. Like I drank like a Mike's Hard Lemonade, and then I was like, again, I was out with somebody at this party with all my friends. It was like a house party, and it wasn't going. I was with this girl, and it just wasn't going well.
Yeah.
She wasn't really into that into me. I was into that into her, and she started doing the thing where she's like, "You don't even like me," and I just started. So we were stopping at 7-Eleven anyways, and I grabbed like 2 Busch Light 40s or Busch 40s, and then I just housed them, and then I went from 0 to little kid drunk. Like I was doing somersaults down the stairs. I was like tackling strangers at this party and stuff.
Damn.
It was great. Woke up the next morning in this house, didn't know where I was, draped in the American flag.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like, it was as good
American flag.
of a first showing as
pretty
a
proud of you.
youngin' could have. Yeah.
What about?
And I still get that drunk, I think, sometimes.
Yeah. What about you, Thomas? Do you remember first drinking?
It would have had to have been like freshman year.
High school?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
You're with a couple of nerds here because we were both 21.
Yeah.
I waited till it was load.
Yeah, but my mom
Cool
never
mom.
drank and stuff like when I was growing up. So it was very much
No,
I always thought it was kind of late for me.
Yeah.
At 21, you know. But yeah, no, probably it was a rum of some sort, and it was just like a basement party.
Yeah.
You were in high school though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
Early
probably
high
were
school.
drinking the most hideous possible.
Yeah,
It's-
liquor to get
not
your hands
yeah.
on.
Yeah,
There was
like,
that, and
What's
then
the rum that comes in the white bottles that's like syrupy?
probably that. Oh wait,
Like it's like an island rum. Like what is it?
I'm not going to get this
I
right.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just anything you get at like CVS or something,
Yes.
like the plastic bottle vodka or
Yeah, it
stuff
was.
like that.
I don't even know where it came from, but it was always the most disgusting.
There's
alcohol.
there's never top shelf shit around.
Schnapps, yeah.
Schnapps, yeah,
Schnapps,
schnapps,
always
Goldschlager.
Goldschlager, I still
Malibu.
cannot drink cinnamon shit
Oh,
because
Malibu?
of that.
Malibu's
Oh no, it
actually-
wasn't that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Malibu's
Malibu.
pretty decent, to be honest with
No.
Okay. I thought of Malibu. Just because there's so many flavors.
you.
Yeah, and
fucking-
it's cheap, I feel like.
What's the other one? 99 bananas.
Ooh,
Oh.
I never had that, but pucker.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Same. It's adjacent to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like
So
when you're
99 bananas. 1 year for the Polar Blast, for the radio show, we did. We like took a limo down, and the girl I was dating at the time had a banana flask,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Can we fill that with 99 bananas so we can have 100 bananas?"
Oh my god.
It would be rude to fill it with anything else if you think about it. Ugh.
So my first time getting drunk was when I was in the Philippines as a missionary, and we went to just like a bar, but like all the bars like were designed for like it wasn't like a strip club, but like girls would come and sit at the table with you, and that was like your server, but like you were like buy yourself a drink, but their drinks cost more because
Mhm.
they're like you're paying for their companionship kind of
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
But we're just sitting there like listening to music, and I had a San Miguel beer. That was the first alcohol I ever drank, which is like their like Budweiser, and
Which is pretty awesome, to be honest.
yeah, it's
The
a
fact that
crazy
you're in the
story.
Philippines
Yeah.
kind of wins out from our stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I went last.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mormon.
You're good at this hosting
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
Bill.
So we go. Like I had like 2 beers and I was feeling pretty good because I never drank before. So like it was just like maybe 3, and one of the missionaries he had like 4 or 5, and he took a girl down to like they had huts where you could go. I guess it was not as much of a regular bar. Like you could go to like a
Oh.
VIP hut, and he takes her to like a cabana basically, and I see him with her over there, like making out and like moving stuff around.
So this is
and,
like a
clothes
brothel.
coming off. Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of like, but everything's a brothel in the Philippines. Like,
Yeah, but it's
like,
there's other. I'm saying there's
Yeah.
ancillary businesses aside from just it being
Yeah.
a bar going on here.
But and then she didn't like what like he was going too far or not willing to pay for what it was. So then she got all fucking pissed at him, and we're all getting like run out of there. And they call the cops because he was like not paying for something or something, and it, like everything was like $15 tab total. Like it was not a lot of money. I'm like, no, we got it. It's like I'll pay for it. I don't care.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
slighting prostitutes
Right.
in other countries.
Yeah.
You know, just doesn't seem like a recipe for.
No,
That could make a
exactly.
sick
And that's where
movie,
like,
though.
dude, what are you doing? Like, we are, first of all, not supposed to be out this late. We're missionaries, and you're trying to like get us in trouble with the people that are having fun partying with us. Fucking stop that. So they call the cops. We settle up. Everything's fine. And then the cops ended up giving us a ride back to our condo.
Oh,
And
damn.
so is that what got you booted?
No, that was like just night one. That was like,
So did you get caught at all by anybody you were with?
yes, yeah. So it went from there to us getting a little more, and then we went to another, like a real strip club.
Mhm.
And this is where the story about the girl coming out and rubbing the ice on her vagina and then dropping it into my beer came from.
Mhm.
And then the other girl like offering to take me to the back room, and I was like, no. And then she's like, all right, I'll suck your dick at the table. And I was like, cool. And like literally got my dick sucked in front of like the other missionaries.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And I was just like,
So like, was she like under? Was there like a table involved, or was it just like
I just fucking
whipped
she
it
just
out,
goes,
and it
"Yeah."
was like
Yeah.
all the missionaries were just like they just were like.
They were just kind of with their girls or whatever.
Oh,
And
so it
I was
wasn't like they were all you had a.
they weren't
captive
like they're like,
audience.
yeah, Bill, you're doing it. Like, because
that
like I
was-
could see them like out of the corner of my eye, but I was like, guys, just fucking be cool.
Because that was like the thing about strip clubs, at least back in the day, that I always just thought was super awkward was you could just get lap dances at your chair in front of just other dudes. And I
Well,
was
try
like,
getting your dick sucked in front of your
it would
friend.
just never happen for me. Like
I know. I'm saying, try it.
Yeah, it wouldn't go well. I would not be into that. Like, but just like there's
well,
no.
all right. Here's the key, though. Don't have your dick sucked for many years, and then
That
be a
sounds
Mormon
horrible.
missionary, and then you're pretty much down for whatever.
Well, that also feels like any port in the storm type of
Yeah, exactly.
scenario.
Yeah.
It's
but I was
not-
still like, I'm not going to the back room. That felt too sketchy. But I got over that fear because I went back to another.
Turns out you're
so then
actually
okay,
into
so
that, yeah.
so this is how we got caught though. We like hung out with them, closed the bar down, went back to our place, but like we got one of their numbers, and I was like, and one of them was one of the other missionaries like, let's hang out with these girls again, and they came over to our place and ended up like cleaning our place.
Sick.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it was so gross.
Oh,
Because we're just like
Still
it was
sick.
4 young dudes living together. Like we weren't keeping it clean. And
you're 21.
but we got drunk with them, and it was I was like 21, 22 at the time.
Yeah,
21.
so you're
yeah.
living like a college kid.
Exactly,
basically. Yeah.
exactly. Oh, yeah. And so but having them over is what got us busted because the guy that we were renting the apartment from told on us to our like higher ups.
What, were you late on your rent that he would snitch on you?
No, he just knew that we weren't supposed to have girls over.
Boo.
So he
Snitches
snitched.
get stitches. Gross.
But then I took the blame for everything. I was like, it was just me. And they're like, was there any contact with the girls? I'm like, I kissed one girl. And they're like, okay. And then, now, mind you, I did not, I only had sex with one girl in the Philippines.
Mhm.
Most of it was blowjobs or hand jobs and stuff like that. just
Doesn't
'cause-
count.
Yeah, it's fine. That's
You did not contact any of the girls, but now they didn't ask if the girls contacted you physically. That's
yeah. Well, but in this situation, I think I got my dick sucked that day. But I wasn't going to tell the missionary president that because that
No.
felt weird.
Now,
Then-
can I ask you this real quick, not to
Yeah.
cut you off? Were you trying to get kicked out of the church at that point?
No, it wasn't trying to get kicked out on purpose, but it was just kind of like I didn't care anymore. Like, and I didn't know how to talk to my parents. I didn't know how to say like, "Hey, I don't believe this stuff." So it was just like, "I'll just be bad, and that'll make it easier to."
Yeah,
talk
so
about
like
it."
in a way,
Yeah.
I think in
Yeah.
the back of your mind,
It
you're
was
like,
like
this will work
acting out,
itself out.
This will work itself out, exactly.
And you'll get your dick sucked.
Yeah, and in the meantime, let's get some blowies going. And so then I got stepped down because I was in charge of all the missionaries in that area. I was in charge of like 16 missionaries. And then I got in trouble, so I
I
got
love that.
what they called stepped down and sent to another situation, another area. But over in this new place that I was, I didn't have like all the dudes that I was hanging out with. Like I had like a whole like faction of guys that were like down to party and do wild shit. But in this new area, I didn't have that, so I was like, all right, I'll just go out and do it myself. And so like then I'd like go to strip clubs and go
Hell
fucking
yeah.
party, and like the girl that I actually had sex with, like I just met her at a mall. and we went and watched 50 First Dates, and then left.
love
And I was like,
Sweet.
"You want to go somewhere else now?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know where to go." And she took me to like an hourly motel, and I'm like, "Oh, I think she saw me, and I didn't see her. Like it was more like she set that up, but it was cool."
I mean, if you're going to get kicked out of the church, I don't know if anyone ever did
Go
a better,
hard,
more
yeah.
fun
It's a
way
pretty
of
good way
found
to
a
do it.
funner way to do that.
Yeah, and so
More harmless way to do it either.
yeah, because I didn't get anybody pregnant or anything. It was no harm, no foul.
No, you were doing what any 21-year-old
would do,
boy
yeah.
would do on his own in a different country with other dudes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see nothing wrong with that, honestly.
no, I agree.
Honestly, I just
Yeah.
think it's congrats. Is
And it's
what
good
I say.
Honestly.
stories, and yeah, then it gets like I've shared some of the stories on social media lately, and they've been getting a lot of views, so it's worth it for me. But it's also and it's not like I had like a great relationship with my parents in the first place, so it's not like I don't feel like it wrecked anything. I feel like it let them know who I was
Mhm.
finally,
Yeah.
because it's never like I never felt comfortable around them.
That's crazy when you have religion forced on you at a very young age. It just kind of backfires by the time you become a young adult. But
Sometimes,
Literally,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Kinda weird
I would
how
say
it
Honestly,
more
everyone I
than
know,
not,
yeah.
But also, like, there's so many people that like I just wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I like throughout kind of this summer, I keep coming in contact with people that feel very trapped, and they're in places where they feel like they can't get out, whether it's a job or a marriage or whatever it is. And I'm so happy I'm not one of those people. And if you are one of those people, figure out how to get out, because it sucks. It's going to be so hard to get out of it. And I know it's going to be hard for you, but it's so worth it.
it is until you're out of it. And I think when you get distance on it, you're like, because I've been in situations like that. And when you finally realize it's like, yeah, same thing where it's just kind of like there's a whole world out there
Yeah.
outside of, you just like I've always, not to go back to Bill Squire therapy, like it's just like,
no, Bill Squire therapy. That's Sexton therapy. That's kind
If
of
you're
going
like-
the podcast.
if you're like a good person, you're always going to feel like you owe somebody something, or you're in a position where you don't want to back out or leave something
Right.
until you realize how unhealthy it is for you. And then you when you can finally extract yourself of it.
Yeah. Well, and
See it from a different lens.
yeah,
On
and
the
that's one of
outside.
those things that is so difficult for some people because they're so entrenched in it. Like I was talking with my daughter about, she's cleaning all my sad friends' houses.
Does a great job.
Not all sad, but like one in particular was pretty sad because he went through a divorce in the past like year or two, and he's a dude. He works hard. He's trying to do what he can, but he just doesn't keep up on housework. So his house was a mess, and she was
Worse
like,
than mine?
yeah.
Oh.
He won the crown.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wow.
bro. I think yours is like not even the worst.
Damn.
By, like I
Middle of
think
the pack, huh?
yeah. I think
All right.
I think you came in like second place.
Wow.
I think Ricky's was like the not grossest. Yours is the second not grossest, and she's done like 4 others, and they're all bad.
I mean, if
She
they
sends
weren't,
me-
she wouldn't have a fucking job.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, but she does a good job, and I'm not talking like hoarder house or anything like that. I'm just talking like a lot of dust, a lot of cobwebs, a lot of like parts of the house that people just don't get to.
Mhm.
Like she sent me a picture of one guy's like handrail for his stairs, and it was just so dusty. I thought it was like driftwood. And then she showed me the clean one. I'm like, oh, that was just that much dust on it that it made it look like it was like a gray driftwood handrail.
being a dude, man,
Yeah.
I don't like. That was the first time in 6 years I've lived in my apartment I had a deep cleaning,
Yeah,
including when I moved in, which I'm not proud of, but
Yeah,
it is what it is.
you got it now, so keep.
I can
she'll-
tell you
she'll
my
keep it up,
girlfriend was
yeah.
very impressed, and
Good.
she is a very meticulous cleaner. So
Good.
Nice.
So, but what I was saying is like, he just got divorced in the past year, and she's like, oh, that's sad. I'm like, but it's not, because
Yeah, it's probably
like
happy.
it's okay because they are both moving on, and like there is a sadness to it, but staying together, just because people have been together a long time, I do not feel that's an accomplishment anymore.
No.
It's because
no.
there's so many people I know that are.
If you're not happy, there's nothing.
Yeah,
there's
they're
nothing
in-
to be feel successful about.
Right. They're in such long-term relationships, and they're like, I just can't leave. And it's just like, how is that a success? You're like, oh yeah, you guys have been together for 35 years, 40 years, but you're miserable. So who gives a fuck?
Right.
Well, but also when you're in it for that long, there's also the component you don't know any other way at that point.
Right.
Like you're Brooks from Shawshank Redemption at that point. I'm talking about like if you're in a marriage for like 5 or 6 years.
Well, that's why I most go
You
5
know.
or 6 years now. Like
Yeah.
that's like the average length of a marriage now, because that's when people go, I don't think this is gonna work. But when they are those people that get divorced after 30 years and stuff like that, as hard as it is, they are happier when it's all said and done.
Life's only so fucking long.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's like when you have kids in the picture and you're in your 30s and you got these little kids and you don't make enough money where you can get divorced. Like, I get it. But if you're just kind of a couple or you're empty nesters and it's like, okay, like, why are you really together?
Right.
Outside of a fear of being alone or the unknown.
And just not having, the unknown, I think, is terrifying to people.
The unknown, I mean, like, I think there's also a sense of obligation I think a lot of people have, and it doesn't make you a bad person.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in relationships where I felt that way, where you just got to, quote unquote, stick it out
For sure.
until you realize you're like, what am I sticking it out for?
Yeah. And it's a bummer, because I'm thinking of like some specific examples that I don't feel comfortable sharing because it's not my place to share. But like, I know they're very unhappy in a long marriage, and I'm just like, you guys are adults.
Everybody
Your
has,
kids are growing up.
yeah.
Like, you can move on.
Everyone has the one couple, at least one couple of friends where you're like, how much longer? Like what? And it's like, you know, you can't do anything but be there for your friends. And it's like, you can't tell them what to do. It just, everyone suffers from that. Doesn't make you a bad person, doesn't make you a lazy or weak person. It just is.
But that's what's sold to so many people, is that the failure of it. Like, oh, it's a failed marriage or it's a failed relationship. And it's like, oh, it was just a relationship and it ran its course, and that's okay. And I think that's that mindset of, we're going to be together. I've been watching The Ultimatum a lot. So like,
What's that?
That's a show on Netflix where it's people that go in and like one partner chooses to be on a reality show to get their boyfriend or girlfriend to either break up with them or commit and marry them.
Is
so
this a scripted show or is it a reality show?
It's a reality show, and it's a mess, but it's great. It's great. So that's why I've been thinking about, like, these people keep saying forever, talking about marriage. I'm like, marriage is not forever anymore. It's not what it used to be. Marriage is just a business transaction at this point, where
It's
you're
a
like telling the state that, like,
it's an
we
agreement.
are married. Now we get to use these tax loopholes, and that's about what it is.
I mean, man, it's. I say this, my parents are like the only two people on earth that are still married and happy. I've seen them fight and argue like twice ever. So I don't know where, like.
I actually got news for you. The whole episode was about how your parents are going to tell you right now they're getting divorced.
Mark and Marcy come through the door right now.
Pants, this is your fault.
This is something I did. 43 years old. We
No, I
just
actually
couldn't
feel
take
like
it anymore.
My parents are together, and they seem happy enough. I don't hang out with them to know enough, but my mom did say last year when she wanted me to take her to a baseball game, she's like, when your dad dies, can you take me to a baseball game? I'm like, stop saying that all the time, that you just want him dead. So I don't know how happy they're, but I do think that they stayed together to spite us. They're like, take that, assholes.
They dislike you so much, they stay together just to like motherfuck you.
Yeah. They're united front against me, and they're like, oh, Billy, thought you were going to split us up. Too bad, you bedwetting piece of shit.
Oh, marriage.
You galvanize our relationship.
Marriage it is hysterical because it is some shit that was invented when you could pay for stuff with livestock and shit. You know, like,
and then
it doesn't, like, it just doesn't really make sense on its face at all. But I did it.
Yeah. I did it. Tommy's still doing it.
I'm not opposed to doing it again.
Right.
Is the other thing. So like,
Tommy's got one of the better relationships I've ever heard of. When it comes
Straight
to
up.
you and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon. Yeah.
like, because you guys just you're very honest and open, and like even like when you have feelings because you guys have gone through these places to get where you are with the lifestyle you're in. I think that probably opened a lot of communication aspects of your life.
Oh
I
yeah,
guess, right?
definitely. Yeah, we've even talked about it. Like just looking back, like
Yeah.
paying for a wedding was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It was a party for like
Mhm.
everyone else.
Right.
Think about that.
Yeah, but you can't have a limp dick wedding. You're gonna have wedding.
Oh no, I know.
A
I
wedding
know.
is not for you or your husband. It's for your dumb friends.
Yeah, yeah.
It's never.
But now it feels
For
stupid because we
anybody.
weren't even your friends yet.
Yeah,
So
you
now
should renew your vows. Dude,
renew your vows on the podcast.
On the podcast.
And old 86.
Oh my
And
god.
old 86.
Yes.
It would be so good.
I'm in.
I'll decorate it all like wedding-ish and shit, like because I'm
Goth
an
wedding.
interior
Goth wedding.
decorator.
Can we walk in with our wrestling themes again?
Yeah,
Can we
do it
the
however you
same
want.
thing?
You guys
Alright.
did wrestling theme.
Oh,
walk
yeah.
up.
Oh,
What was
yeah.
yours?
We the game.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was Brandon's?
Wait, like Triple H?
No,
Wait.
yeah. Brandon and I
Was it the
came into
Motorhead
the-
song?
Yeah.
It's all about the game.
Yeah, that's what we
Yeah.
came
Oh,
in. Yeah.
So both of you came into it.
Yes,
Okay.
and then like the couples all came in, and
Okay.
then best man and maid of honor came in to Stone Cold the breaking, and
Oh, the
threw
glass
beers
breaking,
and shit.
man.
Yeah.
Here's what. Yeah. Here's
it's
why I
fun.
want you to do this again, because if it's wrestling themed, even though you two are married, like a wrestling match, you have to come in separately to different music.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
and
I
then
fuck with that. We could redo it.
Build
Yeah,
like
okay.
a ring,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and you guys could square off.
Honestly, the
and then smooch in
platform
the center of the
booth
ring.
kind of is halfway there.
Yeah. Yeah. Put ropes. I mean, yeah.
all right.
I'll
I'm in.
figure it out.
We'll figure. Yeah, we'll make it
In the back on the patio.
yeah.
I'm sure you
Oh my God.
maybe you've talked about this, maybe you haven't, and so forgive me if it's too personal. Do you think when you guys decided to go poly,
Mhm.
was the relationship in need of saving per se?
Oh no, not at all.
No.
No, it was very much. It started off as fun. Like I just remember after we had gotten married, maybe a few months after, we somehow started talking about sex clubs, and we're like,
Okay.
you want to go check one out, kind of thing. And then it turned into swinging, and then friends with benefits stuff, and then Miles was honestly like the first like actual friends with benefits for like an extended period, and then it kind of just turned into dating.
Yeah.
And it was in the beginning, Brandon's like, no, I'm not poly. I don't think we can do, emotions with other people. And
Yeah.
at some point after, Miles and I were hanging out for a while, he's like, why aren't you guys dating?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you guys are essentially dating, and I'm realizing that it's not making, a difference here. So not at all. I don't think a relationship
like
like
an
that
organic-
would. Yeah, it was
yeah.
very organic and not out of something's missing.
desperation or
Yeah, no,
anything.
I don't think it would work if
Yeah.
somebody tried to do it that way, because it's not really about not having
No, because
something,
people.
you know what I mean?
I guess because I have a failed marriage.
Mhm.
I shouldn't call it failed, but it didn't work out. So like.
No, yours was. Yours failed.
Yeah, so, I mean, like people get married to save relationships. People have kids to save relationships. They buy houses to save
Yeah.
relationships. So, like, I suppose it wasn't an assumption. I just was curious.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, definitely. A lot of people do kind of have that thought in their mind. Because nobody's really taught about it
Yeah.
at a younger age. So you kind of learn.
Well, because everything's so taught in such a linear way where it's
Yeah.
like you grow up and then when you're 20 something years old or younger, you meet this person and that's the person that's going to be your person for the rest of your life, which was one thing when you were dying at 30 and 40 years old, which was like the median age of people.
Or when one person in the
for-
household needed to work one job
Yeah.
to afford a
Right.
whole ass house and 2 cars.
Yeah.
and you were standing on the other, like basically like ruling with an iron fist. Like it wasn't like that. There's been a revolution for a reason when it comes to women and wanting equality, and it's because that wasn't good.
Yeah.
Like that
It's
wasn't
an outdated model.
good. Yeah.
It's like organized religion where like there was a time that it made the world turn in a certain way, and I'm not saying it was right, but it made the world spin around, and it no longer is effective.
Right.
Clearly in America,
Right.
No.
in most parts of, at least the parts of America we live.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Too much
Marriage,
marriage
boring.
talk.
There's so much marriage talk. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, when I realized it's okay to fuck up and fail in relationships, I went and fucked up and failed in a lot of them.
But like that's the other thing too is people are so afraid of fucking up and failing, and it's like it's not a bad thing.
I mean, it happens
but
with
it hurts.
friends and stuff
like,
too.
It fucking
like,
takes its toll though.
shouldn't be any
It does,
different.
but it like it's all how you look at it. Like I feel like I'm a much better person because of a lot of my failures, because I don't just fail and keep repeating those failures. For the most part, there's definitely some, but there are lessons learned. There's acceptance that comes with it, and I go, okay, how can I learn from this? Can I be better? You know, I feel like I've applied it much better in my career than I have in my relationship. But I feel like even my relationships and just like my way of life right now, it's farting. It's starting to line up
It's farting
with
to line
who
It is farting.
it is farting. It's starting to line up with like who I want to be,
Sure.
and it's like it's work. It's great.
You got to fail to succeed to sound like a tech bro, but like,
Yeah.
that doesn't say, yeah, I mean, with learning comes pain and with growth comes pain and shit.
Right.
It's just, yeah, it's at my age, especially, it's like, no, I don't want to keep fucking getting on the merry-go-round and like every year or so.
No, you
fuck
stay
it
on
up.
the merry-go-round, but you have other people getting on and off. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. you enjoy the carnival way more than I do.
Well,
Yeah.
because I've like the people that I'm hanging out with are fun and they're chill and they're like, oh, and I'm open with it and like they know and it's good.
Well, no, it's all, so like life's all about perspective, right?
Yeah.
And when my one relationship ended, I just decided to reframe it as I go, I've overcome another relationship.
There you go.
I like it.
Perfect.
And that one gave me more than ample reason to not shed one tear or be angry about the end of that one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that one ended weird. That was a weird one.
yeah, gave me a good story. A couple good stories out of that one, which I will not share on the air right now. But yeah.
All right. Another thing I was talking about with a friend today. When's the first time you got a blowjob? Or had someone go down on you?
I think 21. 20, 21.
So you were, wow.
Dude, I was late with everything.
Yeah.
And I was morbidly scared to show my pee-pee
Yeah.
to women for a long time.
Mhm.
And to just live, like, do shit that teenagers are supposed to do. So I think, yeah, 21-ish.
17.
17.
17 was my year, I think. No, because that was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 17 for sure, because I think that's when I lost
Was
my
it The Magician?
virginity. Yeah.
It wasn't. I forgot about the magician. That's so fucking awesome.
Tommy and the Magician.
I don't have anything that comes close to matching. I would love to fuck a magician. Good God, it's so amazing.
Mine was 18, and it was at my friend's house. I had done so my parents wanted me to, I didn't really even graduate high school, but my parents signed me up for summer classes at Brigham Young University, where my brother was going to school. It was a super Mormon area, thinking that would be good for me. And it was this program that they had where you could go there without and just kind of take remedial courses or whatever. And so I go and I'm out there, but I had a girlfriend back in Ohio at the time, and I was just dying to get back to her because she said when I got back, she was going to suck my dick.
Ooh.
And so I get home, I go pick her up, and we go to my friend Brian's house. And Brian was one of these kids that his parents were pretty well off, had a nice house. He made the basement into his basement with a bedroom in it and stuff like that.
So it was the hangout basement.
It was the hangout basement, but it had a hangout part, and then it had a closed bedroom that was no windows. It was just pitch black in there. And I was like, hey, can we use your bedroom? He's like, yeah, go in there. And he's also one of the type of kids that just would not quite call his mom a bitch, but he'd just be like, shut up, mom. Kind of, yeah, something I could
Was
never
she like the
relate
mom?
to.
She's like, I just, as long as I know you're in the house, you can drink and do whatever you want.
Right, but we didn't even drink. We just played Grand Theft Auto and
Yeah.
listened to pop punk music.
But she was clearly the friend mom where she wanted to be the cool
Not
mom.
even friend mom. She just was destroyed by how spoiled her kids were.
Oh, yeah, she'd given
She's
up.
more dejected than and she comes down.
That is the most fun house to hang out at.
Yeah, it was. It was. So we go in there, me and the girl in there, and it's pitch black. So we're feeling around on the bed, and she finally finds me and finds my dick and gives me a 30-second blowjob because obviously it was going to be a quick one. But in that short amount of time that we were in the bedroom is when his mom decided to come down and she's like, "Where's Bill? I thought he just got back from." And Brian didn't even like try to like cover. He's like, he's in the bedroom with his girlfriend. Leave him alone.
Jesus
They haven't
Christ.
seen each other in a while.
Thanks, Brian.
And I'm like hearing this as I'm like filling my girlfriend's mouth with.
Well, as long as you finish, buddy.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, I hope that doesn't take root.
Good looking out, Brian.
Yeah.
In the pitch black.
What age
blowjob
did you
room.
say you were?
I was 18.
18.
Yeah. I was 18. I think my girlfriend was 17.
I was 32 and I gave my first blowjob. That's not.
I know.
Thanks.
I know.
Tommy wasn't even by.
I know. I was just staring at him like, please clarify for this audience.
Yeah, no, it's.
How do you think you got on the podcast?
What's that?
How do you think you got on the podcast? He's 42.
Yeah, 43 is my first blowjob. I just really wanted to get into the radio industry. No, nothing about losing my virginity could not have been more like the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin, sans all the jokes, and then losing my virginity after my divorce could not have been more like a sequel to 40-Year-Old Virgin with even less jokes than the first time.
Nice.
It was so dark and embarrassing and sad.
Okay.
Just
tell us all about it.
there's nothing to tell, dude. It's like honestly like watching like a Holocaust documentary with my sad dick. There's like it just was like a lot of just sadness and just it was like the longest digging myself out of an emotional hole ever.
Were you just like too overstimulated?
No. What do you mean?
What do you mean by sad?
That's
You know, like when you first have sex, you're generally not great at it.
Yeah.
So like I wasn't great at it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get out of my own way the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So the second time, I hadn't had sex with a new person in over a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had the same sort of hang-ups that I had to get over all over again.
Yeah.
And this time I'm in my fucking mid-30s and
Right,
shit. So
yeah.
it's like, it's all that. And it just was like embarrassing. I was like, I don't even want to, I just was like, I'd be in my like weird divorce apartment by myself. And I was like, I don't even care. I don't want to like,
Yeah.
I was in this building. There was like a morgue for like divorcees in the middle of nowhere in Cleveland somehow still. And I just was like, it was a dark period of my life.
My first year being single after my divorce was tough because I lost a bunch of weight too, and I stopped drinking for a long time too. So
I did the exact opposite thing you did. Sorry,
Yeah.
but go on.
so I like lost all this weight, and then I would drink and be too fucking drunk to like function. Like several times that year, I was just like way too fucking drunk.
Like
to
whiskey
fuck.
dick?
Yeah, like whiskey dick, but like beyond, like the point where I'm like puking in the toilet, like just like,
Yeah.
like it wasn't even whiskey dick because it didn't even get to the point of like trying to fuck.
You
because
just, you were
I
in
was-
party mode. You were not in
Yeah.
sex having mode.
I was just drinking emotions, and that was not good.
Yeah, dude. I was.
And
that
I also
was,
didn't have the tolerance that I once had because I lost all this weight and like went on like such a long time of not drinking. So
And you were how old then?
that was 30. I was 34, 35.
Because I was like, yeah, we're around the same sad
Same time
timeline.
yeah.
Fucking.
But boy, have I turned it around since.
My
I mean,
40s?
Yeah,
No complaints.
40s are
Great.
killing it.
It's great.
Thomas, do you ever use toys with like a partner?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I feel like there's a lot of girls that don't. And like
Yes.
I'll bring out toys and girls will be like, that doesn't like make you feel emasculated.
Well, honestly, this
and I'm like, no, because I like how fucking stupid your face looks when you
bingo,
come.
bingo.
Yeah.
I am very open about like I sometimes have a hard time just actually coming. I
Yeah.
will fucking have sex forever and
Mhm.
it'll feel great the whole time, but actually getting off is sometimes hard for me.
Yeah.
So
That's why I like to call him the old righty.
It-
Hitachi.
yeah, so I brought that this weekend
Yeah.
and I didn't know how he would even feel about it, and he was
Yeah.
all about it. And he's
Yeah.
like, I like the way you looked when we brought that out. You use that again. So yeah, if
I
a
don't-
guy's into it, I will try to please use it.
I think it's like a weak attitude to be like, what, my dick isn't enough to
Right,
like,
yeah.
please you by all its like, no, dude, it's 2023.
This is one of the-
Tons
one
of
of the-
technology
Right.
out there.
This is one of the failures I was talking about where I'm like, all right. my dick is not like, I just can't do what these things do. And so I was looking with one girl and she doesn't use vibrators. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Do you have fun with that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I have turned multiple friends onto the Hitachi,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Thank you."
I might get her a Hitachi.
You should.
It was just like a regular like
Vibrating.
vibrating dildo, but I put it in and she goes, "Oh."
Oh.
But like
Was this also the whistling night?
No, it was a different night.
The sounds.
The whistling.
She just like, and then she goes, "Get it out of my butt." I'm like, "It's not in your butt." And she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh," she's like, "Just the way it was vibrating. I thought it was in my butt because it was like so intense for her."
Yeah, get it out of my butt.
And then she's like, "I'm gonna squirt, but I know it's pee, but I did," and I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. Like, I'm very, very okay with all this stuff."
What dude in the history of squirting has ever like just like a girl squirted like, well, that's enough of that. I'll leave it now. You know,
That's funny.
disgusting.
Right? It's like, yeah, I know there's some. Pee
Yeah.
in
I mean,
there,
have I
it's
sent
fine.
someone a laundry bill before? Maybe. No,
Really?
no, Jesus Christ, no. Rude.
That would be very hypocritical of me if I was like, "Oh, pee." I went to bed till I was 14.
That one you've gotten 7 minutes of fucking
Yeah.
stage material out of
Right.
bedwetting. You got to play the game, buddy.
Mhm.
Sometimes you pee the mattress, sometimes the mattress pees on you or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, putting that in and her just going, "Ugh."
You can tell you're doing the more unwoman-like a noise that comes out of a woman, the better you know you're doing it at sex, where it's just like
Yeah,
some like
she just becomes Sling Blade. She's like,
just weird choking noise. Like, we're disgusting, stupid animals.
French fried potatoes.
Mhm. Sure like how you hold me like a bowling ball right out. Mhm.
Oh my god.
We are dumb,
hope I never
stupid
sound like
animals,
that.
and we do not deserve love.
My guess is you already have. We don't point it out. That's the thing. It's like I didn't go. That was funny.
You should. No,
I can't wait
don't.
to whistle during sex now.
What's that? Oh,
I
you
can't wait to
whistle?
whistle during
Yeah.
sex. Caleb, like I'm getting an Uber. This is not working.
I'm leaving.
Fuck out of here, whistling.
Speaking of which, just got a text from one of them. So I think we're about done anyway.
Wow, that hour flew by, huh?
Yeah,
It did, yeah.
We're a little bit short of an hour, but it's good
I don't
enough.
think-
We did hour 20 last week, so that's good. Pants, what's the book signing? Because we're having her on the show, so we're having her on the 12th. So I'm
The
gonna
book signing's on the 15th.
Yeah, so I'm gonna release that one early so that people can hear it.
Cool.
Before.
Cool. That's on the 15th from 6 p.m. to 9. Nice. And like we literally announced
Old
it
86.
today. Yep. At Old. Yeah. Thanks for the small detail I missed there.
Yeah. And Tommy's in the
Friday,
book.
September 15th, and Tommy will be there, and I'm assuming most of the other models
I'm
in
sure,
the
yeah.
book will be
Yeah.
there. And Heather, who shot the book and published and wrote the book, will be there along with John with an X book publishing.
I thought you were saying he was going to be there with an X for a second. No, yeah.
He might be there with an X. I don't know.
Not sure.
Who am I to judge? That's not my business.
You know.
I will not be there with an X. I unfortunately will be out of town, so I won't be there at all.
Oh.
Rude.
But it will still be a great time.
It will be a great time.
Rude, said the lady that missed our inaugural DJ party, to go get her Bon Jovi'd.
Yeah, but you scheduled it without talking to
Tommy,
moi.
I told Tommy,
You know
we're-
she's got Jersey Dick appointments, so
hey man,
Gotta
priorities.
schedule
I
around
get it. No, I told Tommy I'm in the process of booking an out of town DJ, and I told Tommy about it. Said she should be excited. I go, just tell whoever you're having sex with that week to come see you, come to town, make it work.
It's in my calendar.
Yeah.
I have a ton of vinyl, and that setup is really cool. I need to learn how to use it. I'm talking this.
It is. I mean, I'm not trying to fucking blow smoke. It is a top of the line DJ rig.
Yeah,
It is.
and I want to take it serious, but I do want to put together a DJ set with all my vinyl because that looks really fun. Yeah,
There's a ton of calendar dates open.
yeah.
With fall and winter coming, we'll
I think I
work
have
something
the
out.
exact date that I think we can do it. That'd be perfect. Perfect fun way to do it. All right. So that's it for this week's episode. Thanks for checking out. Like, subscribe, and share. The voting's done for Cleveland's Best of, so we'll know the results probably by the next episode that we record.
Okay.
If we got Best Podcast.
I think they're announcing the 21st
of
September.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking.
No, we have a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
They're
Never
closing
mind.
voting, but I think the best of
Yeah.
issue and the announcement
Oh,
is the
okay.
21st.
Yeah.
So
That
sorry.
makes sense.
Yeah, we got a
Well,
minute.
that's good to know, though. So the 21st. So we'll know sooner than later.
Yeah.
And Tommy?
Tommy LC on everything. Right now, my OnlyFans is 50% off.
Oh.
Sign up, bitches.
Treat yourself.
Treat
Treat yourself.
yourself.
Support the scene.
Yeah.
I wonder if I was like,
Yes.
Tommy's tits, are they real? I was like, no, they're big fake tits,
Yeah.
but they're great. And she's
Not
like, they
real.
are great.
Thank
I
you,
made-
friend.
I made my girlfriend's my phone screen.
Those are nice.
Those are
boobs,
also big
too.
boobs. Big, nice boobs.
Are those in
I-
the bar?
No, this was in her house because she was sunburned.
Oh,
and she
okay.
sent this to me. She
I
wasn't.
see.
I colorized this photo.
She's black now.
No, this is not a taken at Old 86. So.
All right, so they'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.